Hey, welcome. It is Sunday. It's Sunday. I should know this. Welcome to Indigo Chameleon and Curse of Strahd, or Strahd Sucks. An irreverent romp through Barovia. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We've got a few players that won't be joining us just because they are down with the sickness. Ooh. But we wish them a very speedy and healthy recovery. But to everybody in the chat, hey Blink, hey Beth, hey everybody like that. So and hello. Thank you all so much for coming in. Upcoming schedule for this week. We've got a Discord. You can come hang out on the Discord and learn the latest and greatest. We also have a merch store. You can get cool stuff from the merch store. Like mugs and shirts and stuff like that. Maybe you got a vacation coming up. Maybe you're going on a cruise and you just want to look fashionable and represent.
Oh my god, that's us.
Targeted advertising. Speaking of, let's meet some of the...
shower curtain.
Speaking of shower curtains, let's meet this beautiful group of individuals, our lovely players for tonight's game. We are so excited. Hi. I don't know how, but that camera got bumped.
Oh, no.
I'm going to guess that it was a thistle. It's this one right here.
I'll fix it.
We're just going to shift it. We're going to shift it so we can see more of Kat.
You don't have to see me.
Kat
Over towards Kat.
Perfect, right there. That's better.
It was that.
Cat was rubbing up against.
Yeah, that was it. Cat messed up. Cat. So.
Hey.
Too much competition.
It happens. Not only do we have cool stuff coming down the pipeline here on the channel for upcoming schedule this week, we actually don't have a lot because we're going to be gone. Indigo and I are taking a little bit of a break, and so are some other folks here on the channel. So the Tuesday game, we're having to down that. The Wednesday game, we're having to down that. The Sunday game, we're having to down that. But we'll be back up and running again on Tuesday. We're gonna do it. We'll be around. We'll be around. Yeah, we'll be around. You know, you can come and hang out with us. I still want to do a Otterlock one shot now. So oops all otters, because Kat put that in my head, and it's just lived there forever.
Oh no, Otterlock.
Just a whole bunch of otters that shop at Hot Topic and make packs. So, but stay tuned to the channel for the upcoming schedule. You should also listen to an amazing podcast called Jousting Through Jacinto.
Hi.
You need to personally apologize to Beth.
My editing skills have not been the best. For those of you waiting on the last episode, there was an audio problem in the last episode. We're trying to splice it together and make it look nice. Because I record on a laptop that was not wired into a hardline connection, and we had some issues audio-wise. So as soon as I am able to fix that episode, hopefully in the next couple of days, that should go up, and then you'll have the season finale, the big fight with the party, and Melione is the Leon and Barbarian.
You should really kind of hold this above someone's head. Be like, we will release the finale if you want to know what happens to the characters when we hit 10 subscribers. Please send $2 to this P.O. box.
For $2, we will release the final episode.
Please just send me a monster, bro. Right? I work for cheap.
Honestly, there are so many times I'd be like, don't send me money. Just any energy drink would be fine.
A bag of gummy bears, you know?
Yeah. So you heard it here, folks. Send a monster.
Send a monster, and you too will have the finale.
I'll just email it to you.
I'll just email it to you. Maybe you can fix it.
Maybe you can fix my episode.
Would you like me to take her?
No, she's fine for the time being.
Nope.
There is a cat.
Going outside.
Not me. See.
The cat who knocked the thing.
The Cat Who Knocked the Thing is my new favorite Pixar movie. It's coming out this fall.
Well, the biography.
All right, heroes. The last episode was the super awesome, fun holiday claymation episode. We missed our good buddy Patches.
I had ADHD and I wanted to go walk over and do other things.
But Patches, you were there in spirit, and you actually got more items than any other member of the group, and you weren't even here last week. and things of that sort. So let's go ahead and have everybody roll a d20 for me to see who's going to sum up last week's episode.
17.
17.
12.
12.
16.
16.
15.
15. Kat is going to sum it up. Oh, wait, but you failed last week.
No, he got a 12.
I got a 12.
So you're summing it up.
Okay, so last week on Strahd Sucks, we went into claymation worlds. That was a dream world, but everybody was made out of claymation, and there's a candy world, and there was cotton candy, and there Connie, who is normally only able to feed on energy, was able to eat sweets and became obsessed with donuts and candy canes and candy.
I too.
Only to find out when we made it all the way through the gumdrop forest and up the mountain and into the licorice castle and defeated the witch that he can't do that in real life still. So he's back to. But we defeated the witch and with some help from Strahd, and then Pyre almost got herself killed, and then
Which happened.
which happened. But then we got back to the Barovia and inside this house with the dollhouse, and actually all the dolls were actually children. So we rescued the children with the help of an abominable Yeti and Duncan the gnomish donut maker.
Who are now
And
characters
the
that
end.
have
Sometimes I
to
look
exist.
back at my choices as a DM, and I'm so proud of myself. There are other times where I'm less proud.
Okay, remember that Yeti you
You
made
have
that
to
now
look at
exists?
notes for that. Oh my god.
I mean, it was pretty random string of.
It was pretty random. Like, it's easier to
I always have to
remember.
look at notes.
Oh my gosh, Percy took that guy's arm off.
Two bugbears.
And 2 bugbears. So heroes, we find ourselves after that adventure. Most of the children have sort of run off back to their respective homes and things of that sort. You still have the 2 little ones close by that are just clinging to Magnolia as if she is made of candy. However, you guys kind of
I have
find
one on each head.
you find a sort of small alcove where the 2 of them can sit, and somebody brings over some food or some rations at one point, and you sit the children down, where they go over and they just kind of have like a breather. Like, you remember when we were like dolls? Yeah, that was weird. But heroes, you have a house that is the known house of a pretty powerful magic user. And last we talked, there were going to be some investigations and explorings and things of that sort. Currently, the house is 2 floors that you can see, with just sort of this baseline floor, and then the one room up at the very top with the hole in the ceiling. That being said, heroes, where would you like to explore? What are we doing? Are we...
I'd like to tell, first I'd like to instruct Pyre and Woody to take the children and return them to the Vistani camp where they can rejoin the carnival and the Vistani.
Yeah,
so we
absolutely.
return the children, and then also they won't be able to get our magic items, whatever we find in this house. No.
Well,
you're
I'm
like-
betting Ironwood to go with.
Yeah, Ironwood and Pyre, yeah.
Yeah, you
know,
send
flaming
Ironwood
tree.
and Pyre, and they're like, boy, if you find any magical items, tell us. And you're like, no, and they just walk off into the sunset. We love you both if you're watching. Yeah, the 2 of them, in a convenient plot point, take a child by the hand and then walk them back over to the Vistani camp.
Hey guys, what I miss?
Oh,
Oh my god, where were you?
I was
Where
there.
have you been?
I
was
just
there.
You
recapped
were on the
everything
bench?
for you. I just recapped everything. You're just gonna have to like.
I was on the back.
Where are you
So,
recapping to? I was right here.
I don't know.
I was
It was weird. I
Oh,
just
okay.
randomly recapped things.
Black paper stuff.
Oh,
Crazy magic stuff in this house.
there. Oh,
What
guys,
what?
yeah, I got a cool little thing too. But like, let's do your cool little thing first.
Heroes, if we are just straight up looking around the house and seeing what we can find, I need investigation checks.
I'll
If you're-
cast detect magic if you guys don't mind. Give me 10 minutes.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
While you're doing that, can I go look up in an attic? If there's an attic. I don't know if there's an attic, but there's always good stuff if there's an attic.
You were the only
Yeah, go
person
for it.
here that can confirm there is an attic because you were flying over the hole
Right,
in the
I was.
roof. So yes, you have
That was
definitely.
like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
If
You
you give me like 6 seconds, I can also do detect magic.
You want to? Yeah, we can. Then we can.
Leave
Then we can
with
divide and
myself.
conquer if you
dual
want to hang out.
detect magics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Divide and
dual
conquer.
advantages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang out and ritual cast with me for a little bit.
The
Yeah.
2 of you The two of you take a little bit of time, and I imagine that these two ceremonies could not be any more different. Like, Connie, what does your ritual magic look like?
Okay, so it involves an abacus and a protractor, and they're floating in space, and he's also reading, and text is sort of appearing in front of him as he goes through and says his arcane words of power.
Very meticulous, very set. What does yours look like?
So I pull out. I still haven't found the word for it. It's that little. It's like a little ding ding. What's the thing's called? No. It's like
Thumb
metal.
piano?
It's like kinda. It's like a metal.
Yeah, where you hit the little metal bar
Yes.
across.
Yeah.
That's a thumb piano.
I thought it was a
It
piano.
has a different word, not thumb piano, but a thumb
know.
piano. We'll use that. And
That's what I was
like a fun game of like hot and cold.
Yeah,
Cool. The music gets louder as I get toward more magical items.
I like
It gets
this.
softer when I'm away from magical things, so I just kind of follow the music.
It's an artistic dowsing rod
Yes.
of sorts, you know what I mean, with the notes changing and stuff like that. Very bardy. If ever there was a bard detect magic, this is the bardiest of the bard. Yeah, sure. The two of you are taking a little bit of time to cast detect magic and go through that. Etheria, give me an investigation check as Etheria heads upstairs towards where the cages were, where the kids were being held, and just sort of gives a little like peek over everything. What did you get, Etheria?
Well, I have a +0 to investigation, so that's a 5.
Etheria, you don't find anything. You kind of like go over the room. They're in the cages themselves. Look to be like there's some clothes and scraps of food and things of that sort. But it doesn't. You don't appear to find very much of
Okay,
anything.
so I imagine I'm just coming down with just an armload of clothes and stuff. Because
Yeah.
we're both casting detect magic. Going, is this something? Is
Magic.
this something? Is this something? While they're going.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would be the most annoying thing. Yeah, absolutely. You're just like,
No, it's
this rock is lukewarm. I don't know.
It was by the fire. That's why.
However, the two of you eventually wind up casting detect magic on the area. Are you doing anything at this point?
I want to. I guess it'd be probably more of perception. I'd look at the most used couple of rooms, like take a walk around, like see which room has the most traffic in it.
Okay. The room that has the most traffic in it, as you're sort of looking around the area, give me a perception check.
14.
The room that has the most traffic in it is what appears to be a master bedroom.
Yeah.
The master bedroom door is locked for the time being, but as you're kind of looking around the area, it's the only other room that you don't have access to, and it looks big enough. And as you look through the keyhole, you see like a bed in there. You see a dresser of sorts, somewhat bare bones, and the bed itself looks made.
I point that out to everybody else. I'm like, I mean, it's locked, so I'm sure there's something in there, right?
Anybody know how to pick a lock?
I walk up.
I picked this one. Bam!
I walk up and I cast knock on the door.
Yeah, absolutely. As you walk up towards it and cast knock. After this, detect magic is very much in effect. As it manifests for you in whatever sort of ways it does with the abacus moving or just sort of ledgers and numbers, your piano starts going off a little bit as you're getting faint notes in this room. The room itself looks, like I said, very bare bones. There is one bed in this place, one sort of dresser area, but for the most part, there doesn't appear to be much about this room, other than like the dresser with some drawers in it and the bed itself. The bed appears to be made.
I'm gonna check under the bed.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of crouch down. Give me an investigation check.
So. Oh, fantastic. So a 2 minus 1. It's a 1.
You
Dark under there, man.
Yeah, you're like you kind of put your head down. You're like, I can't fit under there. Like I'm a bear. Like
I'm a bear.
and then you realize you're a dwarf, and you're like, oh, and you get real sad for a second, and just like one tear kind of comes down as you're kind of looking underneath the bed and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna follow my detect magic and to see if there's anywhere that is radiating more
Yeah,
magic
same.
or that's.
Sure.
Magnolia, is that an Umbira? Is that what that is?
It
That you
sounds-
have?
yeah.
It's also called the Umbila or the Sansa or
That's
the
it.
Silembe or the Likembe or the Timbra or the thumb piano is also another name for it. It's a plucked idiophone, an instrument who.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh no. And nothing could go wrong.
Moz, I need you to say thank you, Beth. They just got you a level up.
That just gets one.
Thank you, love.
That's a 4.
That's a 4. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and feed for me. This is always non-lethal damage.
It's 2.
Two. You take 2 as you just start to feel yourself drift. But hey, congratulations! This is confirmation that your energy vampire powers are back.
All right,
in.
I'm good.
Stuff like that. Sure. The two of you bend down. Now, I'm not even going to make you roll for this one. There is magic coming from underneath the bed. Now that you are aware of it, you notice that the room itself has a pretty fine layer of dust on the bed and on the dresser. The only area that doesn't appear to have a huge amount of dust in it is beneath the bed. Is like this the patch of floor underneath the bed.
Patches, dear, do you mind moving the bed?
Oh, yeah. I can do that. Looks on my strength score. Yeah, I can do that.
Can you?
Sure.
Absolutely. What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
Athletics checks, please.
Athletics.
What are you doing? You're just lifting the bed. You're just shoving it to the side. What are you
Yeah, probably just like from the corner, just kind of like lift it up and over. Just kind
Lift it up
Can,
and
can I
over.
can I cast guidance on him to help him out?
Yeah, absolutely. Take it.
Hey, you should lift carefully so you don't hurt yourself because you're old.
With your legs.
I'm not old.
You're an adult.
Yeah. Guidance is D4?
You don't have to take it.
No, I need it.
So sorry.
So, 6, 11.
11. So it's a good thing you have the guidance.
wait.
As you go,
No, that's I have advantage for something else on this stuff.
you go to like pick up the bed, and you're anticipating like to lift this thing, and as you get it, it's actually so much more lighter than it is, almost magically augmented. And as you go to kind of lightly like flip the bed up and against the wall, it goes poof, and like slams up against the wall as if it weighed absolutely nothing.
Amazing.
And you know you didn't put out that level of output, but for everybody else, everybody's like, oh my gosh, like. But there is a patch of floor.
It's a child.
It's a child. There's a patch of floor under the bed.
We'll look for a
I'm gonna kill that candle.
We'll fix
loose
it.
board or a trap door or something.
What are you doing? You just
I'm just
putting
gonna kind of look down at it and look
Yeah.
for scenes.
As you're looking, the wood here looks pristine. It does not match the rest of the floor throughout the house. The rest of the floor looks like sort of aged and things of that sort. So
I'm gonna see if I can pass a mage hand through it.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah, it's an illusion. Yes.
Yep.
All right. So,
Connie is the first one to head down the stairs.
you know what? Connie is going to cast invisibility on himself,
Okay.
and then walk down the stairs with his quietly with his boots of Elvenkind.
Carved into the stone are these steps that lead down, down, down below the foundation of the house. I need a stealth check from you as all of you that follow behind start to hear the soft whispers immediately upon stepping up on the stairs.
Got a 19 and I'm invisible.
19 and you're invisible. Even you are starting to feel the chill, which is uncommon for you, as you begin to step down the stairs. What you all see before you is a very small antechamber. Okay, as the stairs end, it's a small sort of like room, almost like you would be in like a like the little area before you enter into the house. Okay, we're doing great lengthwise. Thank you so much. And hey, Kung Fu Grasshopper, before you is a spear, for lack of a better term. Like it's held up on this like pedestal, being held up. in like by these like clawed bone hands in front of all of you. Beneath the spear itself is this little tiny altar. The tiny altar has like lit candles in front of it and things of that sort. You see various odd little things that you two would recognize as glowing magical. There's a ring, a golden ring that is glowing in this little shrine or altar. There is, in the same style that you all saw yourselves, you recognize a familiar face. You see Archie, the little owl that talked to you all, but they're in stuffed animal form. So not figurine, it's a little stuffed animal Archie, okay? Amidst that. Archie is standing atop two stones that are faintly glowing, just like a green magic to everyone in the room, not just my detect magic people. There is also a bag, a pretty heavy like sack that's at this altar as well, with a wand leaning against the sack. Okay, the sack looks like it has a bit of a weight to it.
So what are we thinking, guy?
I'm thinking I'm gonna look in the bag.
So hold on a second, with the wand leaning up against it, right?
There's a wand leaning up against the bag, a little stuffed Archie atop the two stones that are faintly glowing green, a little ring on the center, but above all of this, sort of like the centerpiece is this gnarly looking spear that definitely has blood on it at one point.
Can I mom sense if it's bad to touch these?
Yeah, or use the detect magic to maybe get schools of magic and
Yeah,
get some idea of what.
absolutely. Okay. The spear is necrotic.
Oh man.
The band, the ring is necrotic.
Oh man.
The stuffy,
Necrotic.
It's
also necrotic. The stuffy might be enchantment.
Okay.
The stuffy is abjuration. Excuse me.
Oh.
The rocks themselves are divination, and the bag's given off too much mojo. The bag is going from conjuration to necromancy to transmutation to evocation to illusion to abjuration. Whatever's in the bag is shifting wildly.
And the wand?
The wand itself is divination.
All right. I will relay this to the group. And Magnolia.
Okay, that's cool. What does that all mean?
Thanks, Chef.
Well, there's 6 things and there's 6 of us. I mean, if the 2 of us were here that aren't here, but... So I think I should look in the bag.
Sure. I mean, I'm gonna. I can identify these. It will take a while, but I can do some
I
identification
would rather you
as
do
well.
that before we start touching them.
Well,
I know.
Now, read identify for me.
so, identify. Sorry. Okay, you choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magically imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item or what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting,
You gotta touch it.
It's currently affected. You have to touch it. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I was me, and then I was a bird, and now I'm a frog, and I've been a frog for it feels like 3 whole, if life were an episodes now. So
Right.
what's the worst it can be?
Right.
All right.
I'm not a frog anymore, right?
You made an Etheria that's not scared of death.
You know what?
It's my secret, Cap. She was never afraid of that.
That's fair.
I mean,
But even more so now.
So What are the odds? And someone tell me, because I ain't good at this math stuff. What are the odds that we touch one of them and like the whole thing comes down?
Well, what do you want to see if there's traps around it? Maybe somebody
I think
like,
that'd be
search
step
for traps
one.
around it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely think that'd be step one.
I don't see any magical traps, but could be. One of the items is too.
I mean, that's great. I mean, so order of importance. What do we think is? What we think if we had to grab one? Let's start with one.
I think the bag. Honestly, how it's keeps
You think
shifting.
the bag? That's step one.
Is there one that I'm allowed to just touch?
Caxpis, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Just posted a popcorn emoji, and I've never felt more seen in my entire life than in this moment. Yes, we are all about Star Wars jokes here.
So
Yeah. Would you? Yeah. Just pick one. I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna touch Archie.
Okay. You reach over and touch Archie. Give me a concept. No, I'm kidding.
do you have consent?
Archie, you find is a mascot. It's a little plushie, but it represents a mascot from a place that you haven't heard of, but the information starts downloading into your head. Archie is a mascot for Strixhaven. And it is an item that you all can find in D&D Beyond under Cuddly Strixhaven mascot. The Strixhaven mascot is a little stuffy or stuffed animal that you can take and attach to your body, and it'll just kind of hold on, like it was a little like Disney toy. But once a day, if you're starting to get a little freaked out or afraid, you have to decide before you roll this. But the Archie will give you advantage, just giving him a little squeeze on a saving throw against being frightened. Or you're trying to end it, but you just have to make it beforehand. So you can't be like, I'm gonna roll it. Oh, I messed up. Can I hug Archie? But if it's a clutch roll and you want it, you can give Archie a little bit of a hug, and Archie will help you make this. But it is listed as a Cuddly Strixhaven mascot.
I would really like the spear, but it seems to be like on the pedestal, so I'm gonna touch it last.
I don't want the spear.
I didn't think you guys.
give Archie
I didn't think
to
you guys would.
Fury.
You want me
So
to?
Fury has something to do with our hands.
I mean, I don't care. I'll keep touching them.
All covered in blood, which is only cool if I knew what the blood was, but I
Yeah.
don't know what the blood is.
So that's Archie.
Go ahead. You pick one. Your turn.
Well, I mean, if everybody's nervous about the bag, then I'll grab the wand.
I mean, grab the bag if you want. I mean,
The wand is on the bag, right? Do I have to?
Okay,
remove-
so
do I have to touch the wand in order to
I'm
get
trying
the
to. So imagine it like this.
Okay.
Okay, like that's the bag, and the wand is
Right.
just like leaned up against it, like not inside of the bag, but just kind of like leaning up against it like that.
take
That's
both.
not ominous at all.
No, it's fine. What would I do something?
Okay, just because
Inspect-
it's Etheria,
Go ahead and roll inside.
knowing that I could probably just pull the bag,
My God.
instead I'm gonna touch the wand in order to put it down, and before getting the bag, see what happens. Just because I had to touch the wand, I had to touch it
Absolutely.
in order to
Dexterity
get the
saving
bag.
throw, please. As the wand,
Yep.
as the ward goes off, as Etheria
Oh, no!
takes the wand, and don't misunderstand me. Actually, you know what? I'll give you this choice. You feel the ward start to kick off here. You can either take the brunt of this, or we can spread it out a little bit
No, I'll
because
take
you're
it.
in that.
That's fine.
Okay, give me a dexterity saving throw.
That was a 9.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Let's go ahead and roll these.
Oh, that's right. I got injured last time. Whew.
How many hit points did you have?
I had 42.
Nope. Froggy chunks everywhere. Just a
That was a big hit.
veritable. It was a huge hit. Froggy chunks everywhere. As that particular ward, it goes off
From
with
the wand?
movement. From the spot on the table where the ward was placed,
Okay.
you picked up the wand. You
Detract it.
Got it.
you blew it up. The other items in the space just go go flying off the altar. The altar is destroyed. Everybody that was standing behind Etheria it is covered in frog mess and things of that sort. Like it is It is rough. Now, when Etheria gets obliterated, she blows the table. That's when the second ward ignites.
No.
So now I need dex saves from everybody that's not dead.
Oh, fantastic. Come on.
Dex is not nice. Oh, okay.
18.
Okay? 18,
21.
21,
8.
8. Okay. How many hit points do you have, my dear?
49.
You are fine. 42,
God.
21. Are you guys still up?
Evasion.
Yeah, I'm
Evasion, 21.
Is it, what type of damage is it?
Fire damage.
I'm gonna absorb elements on that one.
Yeah, absorb elements on that one.
That would be, so what is it, 1/4 then?
Was it
So
11?
that's... No, it's going to be half of that because you made that, or a quarter of it.
It'd be 1/4.
What is absorb?
Well, it's half, but I already made the save, so it'd be 1/4.
Yeah.
The save and
So
absorb.
you take like 10 or 11 points of
I have a
damage.
quick
11.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
About satyrs.
Yeah.
They have advantage on spells and other magical effects.
You would have advantage on that. Absolutely.
Let's see.
I would say this is a
Let's
ward.
see.
Like...
No, it's in that one, so it's fine.
That's it.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
But like, if for the future.
You'll take
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Grandma, Indigo Chima, normally you can heal someone, but you can't heal bloated up. Like you just,
Yikes.
you really can't. And I'm so sorry.
I think I can give her back those.
We will give you back
I
those
will work on it
points.
right now.
Wow. Yeah.
There's nothing
Okay.
to heal.
There's
But
nothing to heal.
but those are my 2 traps. My 2 traps go off because one of them got bloated up. But that being said, Etheria, you find yourself in the gold space. You know that beautiful afterlife where you see before you this just sort of nice looking tabaxi who's drinking a drink that has a little umbrella in it and just sort of very much enjoying themselves.
Indigo is set on staying level 3.
Hello.
What the heck happened to you?
Oh, I got blowed up.
But you won last week. This was just like finding treasure and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I found treasure and a trap.
Dude, we need to... Oh, honey. Investigation checks, please. Like, we look before we touch things.
Oh, yeah. I'm really bad at investigation. I tried investigating upstairs in the attic, and there was nothing there. Just some clothes and stuff.
Okay. Well, hey.
On a scale of like +0 to +10 of investigation, I'm like a +0.
Raise your hand if you've ever had a whoopsadoodle. Whoopsadoodle. I'm gonna send you back, but tell everybody I said hi, okay?
Oh, I will. I
Okay.
will. What's your name again?
It's not important. He'll flick a hand outward as the space begins to...
That's his name. Not important.
That's his
Writing
name.
it down.
My name is not important. Thank you. The froggy parts all begin to congeal together and form a brand new individual in this space.
I'm gonna roll my sparkly dice
Ken.
for it. All right.
Otter kid.
What is that? An 11?
That's a 17.
I think that's a 1.
Oh, no,
It's
that's
a
11.
21. Yeah, 11.
Okay. I'm gonna pull up my table. With an 11.
11.
That should be something boring. It is something boring. Fury, you come back.
Do you want me to
and-
roll again? Is it super boring?
Yeah, but no, you don't get to roll
Okay.
again until you guys. It's like, oh, this sucks, Blight. No, this would be great. You all watch as the frog parts and then are blasted away as before you. That one's on you. That's not even the candle. That one's on you.
I hate it.
As you see the most beautiful, put together, high elf. Prim, proper, like, it is like when, what's her name, in Wreck-It Ralph discovers she's a princess, and she's just standing there in this beautiful, pink, sparkly, tut-tut, you know, like, as a Furia manifest high elf, very regal-looking high elf child.
And tall?
Tall.
Do I still have my bat wings and my horns?
You have sparkling pixie wings. Your horns are made of sunshine as they just sort of come off of your head.
Porcelain horns.
Porcelain horns, that's better.
I am running around looking for a mirror. I could care less about anything else in this room. I want to see what I look like.
You immediately go running upstairs. You look like Liv Tyler.
Oh my gosh, I look like a princess! I run back down to everybody and say, oh my gosh, I look like a princess!
You always look like a princess.
I gave it like 2 days.
I give it 24 hours.
But, are the items destroyed?
No, these magical items are not destroyed because magical items cannot be destroyed, thankfully, to every single person here. The table, the random little bits of paper that were lore droppings, those have been destroyed beyond all recognition as the backstory for the house. But all the other items, but the other stuff is still there. The horn, the 2 pieces of bone that were holding the spear have been obliterated. All the other items are just kind of scattered to the winds. But if you'd like to check out any of the other items in this space, you're welcome to. Now, I said the bones had been destroyed.
Yes.
The thing holding that spear blew up. Like the super limited edition collector's case, whatever it was. The spear has not left the space that it was in.
So the spear has stayed where
it's still being held up, but you don't have any idea of how it's being held up.
Okay.
I'm gonna do an investigation check on the spear and see if I can figure out how it's being held up.
Magnolia's gonna go upstairs. Cause like if I was a number between 1 and like 59, I'd be like a 7.
You gotta take a little short nappy?
I'm gonna go not be exploded again.
13?
You're okay.
So I'm gonna go upstairs and kind of just.
You find a nice chill spot and you take a little nappy,
Little rest.
little resty. Go ahead.
Like a short rest.
Yeah.
I'm
don't fall
healed.
asleep.
You are healed.
Are my spell slots back or not? I'm just healed, right? How
You
does
are
this work?
just healed.
Just
You
healed.
do not
Okay.
have your spell slots
Got
back.
Okay. Gonna take a little short rest.
You're
13. I got a
13.
13. My investigation.
It takes a hot minute. You're kind of checking out where the spear is. You decide to look at it from a few different angles. You're looking at it straight on, you look down, the detect magic. You keep getting that faint necromantic energy coming off of it. And it's only until you bring your head around and kind of put it flush up against the wall and look at it. There are 2 very, very thin strands of red that are connecting from the wall to the spear itself. But as you look at them, you even bring Patches over. You're like, Patches, take a look at this. The red is flowing, almost as if this is, and it takes you a second. It's blood. There are these 2 very thin tendrils of blood that connect from the wall itself and form these hooks that are holding the spear in place.
I think I have something I can use against that as well.
You're like 6 steps up on me, man. Go for it.
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on the blood.
On the blood itself, not the spear.
Not the spear.
Okay.
I like to pee myself just a little bit. Free action.
I want to detach it from its magical holds.
You pee yourself. That's always a free action. You can roll hit dice. And okay,
That's
cool.
fine.
And after you're feeling good enough, you're probably going to want to head back downstairs.
Okay.
The blood dissipates. Whatever sort of terrible magics that were being held in place with this particular trap are immediately sort of pushed away, and that spear falls to the ground and just clang, 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 hits the ground, unless somebody here catches it.
I probably wouldn't let it hit the ground, considering the last thing that just dislodged, exploded.
You instinctively reach a hand outward. You're like, no, and you're gonna miss it. But that spear just goes right into the hand.
It's your spear.
When those two blood tendrils are dispersed, this was the antechamber. The full chamber opens up as the back wall slides open. It is a large, darkened space with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pinpricks of light that are shining down at various spots in the room. Contained within each of those pinpricks of light that seem to be coming from the ceiling is a figure, an object, a being in each of those pinpricks. Okay? As if they are being held by the light. And as that back door, that whole section of wall swings open, all of these creatures, the ones that have eyes and have beings to them, all sort of look up, and you see them start to pace their cells a little bit. They are all being held very firmly in place, but this is the back wall that has opened up to the imagery in front of you. There are a bunch of different beings in this room. I'm going to start at 1 and I'll go to 8, okay? 1 is a very tall man wearing some odd clothing that appears to have 2 metal wands attached to his person. He's scarred to hell and back. He's wearing a wide-brimmed hat, and he's shuffling cards in the light. So just cards go from one hand to the other hand as he's just kind of watching each and every one of you.
Human?
Human. But seen some better days. The second figure is Death incarnate, holding a scythe in hand. The third appears to be a shadow of a small boy, but just the shadow, who's just sort of pacing back and forth. The shadow itself has a short sword in its hand, and it's just flipping the shadow back and forth. The next is a beholder, smaller in size than a regular beholder, but all of the eyes have been blinded. They've all been grayed out or whited out, and this thing is just kind of floating about the space, like moving about, and it's still within its little cell of light. The next is a chest that is just constantly shaking. It doesn't appear to be a mimic, but just a chest that's just... The one after that is a normal-looking changeling. He's just wearing a white poet shirt and black pants and looks very confused as to why he's here. There doesn't appear to be any sort of ominousness to him, but he's just sort of like, hey, how's it going? And just sort of waves as you all, like, oh, the space kind of falls down, and just sort of, you see his face changes over towards this kind of voluptuous looking woman, and then it shifts again to somebody else, and things of that sort. Opheria, you recognize Bob immediately.
Oh, buddy.
And the last, but certainly not least, is your daughter.
Which one?
The youngest.
Nah.
In a beam of light off to the corner, and as she looks over at you, she changes into another visage of a girl, not your daughter, and then changes back into like a girl that may have come to the circus. But the first image you see is her changing, and this kid is just kind of shifting through different...
It's another changeling.
Kind of. This is more of a supernatural. This one's got a weird vibe to it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got the spear. We've tested Archie. We can pick up the other ones and check those out. Maybe one of those is a clue to opening up these cells, or maybe somebody.
Do you really want to open up these cells?
That's a good question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I know Bob.
Is Bob good
Yes.
person?
And they can see us.
I mean, if that is Bob. Hi, Bob.
They can see. They can see you.
Well, the beholder can't, but like.
I wave.
Bob just sort of waves over at you.
What are you doing there?
This is where I am. Are you? Do you know me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
How'd you get here?
Well, it's a funny story. You're not seeing who you think you're seeing. You're seeing something that's going to be easier for you to understand.
Oh, so you're not Bob.
No.
Are you the same as all of them? Are they all different people, or are you just all these people?
All of them just sort of look about the space and they go, kinda. Think of us as Santa. All of us in this room have gifts that we bestow upon mortals such as yourself. Gifts that can help you.
Insight check.
Give me an insight check.
Insight check. Are
Give
they...
me an insight check.
Sure, we'll go with that.
That's a nat 20 plus 5, so that's 25.
18.
He's not lying.
Is it like, is he not telling the truth?
Oh, definitely not. Not with the nat 20. He goes on to say, each of us would just like a little bit of ourselves out into the world. We can make you better. We can make you stronger. Allow you to see things that you may not normally be able to see. To channel magics that you may not be able to channel. And all we ask is a little trade-off. A little bit of ourselves out into the world.
So we have to give you something and you give us something?
Yes.
What do you want?
We're all a little bit different, aren't we?
And then I asked you.
You're asking him.
Yeah.
He goes,
He seems the most talkative.
yeah, he goes, well, I bring with me the gift of you seeing yourself the way you truly are.
Mm-hmm.
You see, there's Magnolia that everyone sees, and then there's the real Magnolia, the quiet one, that true presence, maybe Faye in all of her majesty. And Magnolia, what if, for just a brief second, you could shine as brightly and as scarily as I think you could? Or what if you could just choose to show people the side of you that you want to show them? I give with me the gift of transformation.
Interesting.
Interesting. Now, how about you tell me the whole truth instead of the Santa story you gave the child?
Well, I mean, with any gift, there are side effects and things of that sort.
Let's talk of side effects.
Well, here's the thing about change. You can't always control when it's... and immediately that shape like melts away until you see the true demonic form beneath it. Just towering in size, and then it immediately shifts back. So here's the elevator pitch for this, okay? You can cast the Alter Self spell to appear in your secondary form. You will be granted a second form, your second skin, essentially, that you can unleash at any time. And this is usually a sight to behold, okay? And at any point, you can do this. However, there are certain catalysts that you will roll at random that will break the illusion of this. So the Alter Self spell will be immediately cast upon you, but you will have no control. I will know the catalyst. Which could go very well for you. It could go very bad. Heroes, these are all from Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. These are the dark gifts. There are many dark gifts, all right? There are such dark gifts as the symbiotic being. You take on a parasite that lives within you, and as long as you feed it, you get a little boost and things of that sort that can help
No.
that can help you out with stuff. The only problem is it's now entwined with your existence. It's essentially venom, but the symbiote has a little agenda to it. You have individuals that can, unfortunately, the little kid ghost has the touch of death upon them. Everything you do does a little bit of extra necrotic damage, but you turn into rogue. Everything you touch has a little bit of death behind it and things of that sort.
That's the shadow of a small boy.
Yeah. Remy the Gambler has the Echoing Souls gift. Okay?
Of course he does.
And you want to do elevator pitches for these?
Please.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me do elevator pitches for these. So Remy the Gambler, everybody takes a second to do this. Is basically your soul isn't your own. At least it wasn't yours. You've lived past lives. This soul allows you, and as he flashes the cards, you just see faces on all the cards. You essentially get access to your past lives. You gain extra proficiencies. You can speak, read, and write an additional language. You get these little extra bonuses because you're able to tap into the lives that you lived once before, which is appropriate for you guys. However, sometimes those personalities can decide they want to take the lead, and they will come to the surface with the soul echoes kind of coming out and being a little bit more intrusive. Okay?
Interesting.
Okay.
Death is you are haunted by spiritual beings, whether the souls of departed enemies or whatsoever. You get to learn the message cantrip. If you don't already know it, you require no components to cast it. All of your messages are delivered by ghosts that just sort of float above your head, and you basically just get this unholy army of ghosts that you just go, boom. You can use your reaction to just say, "Guys, get them," and all of the ghosts just go flowing out of you, surrounding this creature. However, sometimes the voices get a little loud, a little too loud.
Okay.
And the voices get to take over. Peter's shadow is a living shadow that is being held over there. You get the mage hand cantrip if you don't already know that. But it manifests as a little shadow creature that you get to control. You basically get a little shadow buddy. You can increase your reach for attacks by 10 feet. Because you go to attack something and the shadow pops out of your hand, extending the weapon, and hits it and then comes back. However, that shadow isn't yours.
Yeah.
So sometimes they want to do stuff.
Gosh.
The Mistwalker. There are mists that sort of permeate all of the different realms and things of that sort.
Is it the Blind Beholder?
What?
Is that the Blind Beholder?
That is the Blind Beholder.
Okay.
You get Misty Step spell, requiring no spell slot. You enter the mist. You are treated as if you possess a mist talisman. Traveling is going to make things a whole lot easier for the entirety of the party.
However,
the land doesn't like you anymore.
The land doesn't like you anymore.
Oh, I was hoping like blind sense.
all right.
The chest?
The chest is symbiotic being. You don't know what's in that symbiote, so you can choose to take the symbiote, but the symbiote could be a bunch of different things. But it binds itself to you, and it has its own personality, and you get to pick what of the skills that you now gain proficiency with, because that symbiote has proficiency with that skill. And if you die, so does the symbiote. And if you come back to life, the symbiote comes back to life with you. So that's not a cheat against that. Your symbiote also has an agenda in place. And it wants to set forth and do its own thing. Do you know it? No, you do not. Do I? Yes, I do. And last but not least is the little girl, the Touch of Death. You can focus your touch against your foes as an action, make an unarmed strike. On an unarmed strike hit, you deal an additional 1d10 necrotic damage.
Ooh.
It increases to 2d10 at 5th, 3d10 at 11th, and at 17th level, you do an extra 4d10 necrotic damage. When you hit a target with an attack roll and deal necrotic damage, you ignore the target's resistance to that particular type of damage.
really good.
Now,
really good.
as all of those creatures they're speaking and sharing themselves, the back corner is unlit, but I will say you spend enough time in this room to see the figure in the back corner. The figure in the back corner does not have a light upon them. They are fey in appearance. History check. As this individual's mouth has been sewn up and the eyes have been removed, forming cavernous sort of like spaces in the eyes. But this figure is just chained. He does not have light upon them, but they just look very confused. They are obviously dead. 15?
17.
17? Nat 20.
Plus 0.
Yeah.
You three immediately recognize Puck. Mouth sewn up, eyes gone, as the Watcher, which is ironic. But essentially the Watchers are, something is always watching you. And something's always around you, and it takes the form of little beasties or creatures, and you get bonuses to perception and investigation. You can't be blinded because you've always got buddies around you, but something is always watching you. Something's got an eye on you with the intent to use that information at a later time.
Gotcha.
Oh man.
So there's the Watchers, the Touch of Death, the Symbiotic Being, the Second Skin from Bob, Mistwalker, Living Shadows, Gathering Whispers, and the Echoing Souls of the Gambler. Now, as you enter into this space, there is no obligation from anybody here to take that information, to take this pact, to do this. However, you've discovered it. It's your decision to make.
Can we find out what we think about it? What these magic items are too?
Yeah.
So-
I'll say this. You're like, 2 seconds, game. We'll be right back. Everybody stays in their light. Sure. This is the Blood Spear. Okay? The first thing that you sort of come across in your travels and things of that sort is the Blood Spear. The Blood Spear is a very powerful weapon, but it is located mostly in Barovia, if you look it up. Kavin was a ruthless chieftain and who lived here in these mountains before the arrival of Strahd van Zarevich. When you hit with a melee attack using this magic spear and reduce the target to 0 hit points, you immediately gain 2d6 temporary hit points. This is Vampire Light.
Oh, that's awesome though. It's above and beyond your...
Yeah.
There's a catch.
Isn't there always?
If you find a way throughout your adventuring to get in touch with the spirit of Kavin, and he gives you his blessing to wield his spear, the spear immediately gets a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls.
Yeah.
But if you don't...
But if you don't, it's still a cool spear that when you kill
Still
stuff,
cool.
it gives you 2d6 temporary hit points. The Band of Loyalty is a special ring that you guys find that if you're wearing it and you are knocked unconscious, you do not become knocked unconscious, you just die.
That seems very counterintuitive.
You would think that, but if you are working for a cult, if you are working for a general,
Right.
and you are about to be interrogated, you do not want to be knocked unconscious because this group will go, cool, I healing word him, I knock him out, I healing word him, I interrogate him. No. This immediately kills you. If you are wearing the Band of Loyalty and you drop unconscious, you immediately just die.
Okay.
There's no way to bring you back from it. Okay?
Okay.
Next is the Cuddly Strixhaven mascot. The wand that you find is the Wand of Secrets. Pretty powerful thing to have here in Barovia. The Wand of Secrets is a wand that you can utilize and cast. It has 3 charges. You can use an action to expend one of its charges, and if a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you, the wand will pulse and point at the one nearest to you. So it's not going to tell you exactly what the trap does or where the door is, but it'll go, there's one right
There's
there.
one there.
Like, yeah. So for all the dungeons, for any of the places that you're exploring, you'd be like, well, we should just use the wand. You find 2 sending stones in case the party needs to split up at a point and be able to do a sending. And the next is a pretty innocuous, simple bag of beans.
Beans.
The immediate mischief in your face.
Well, those look boring. I should take those.
I know things now, many valuable things that I...
It's just beans. It's like food. I might get hungry.
You don't like beans.
Shut up,
I
Mom.
can grow things. I thought I'd take up gardening.
Mom. You take a little bit of time to identify this. The bag of beans is 3D... God, I hate it. There are 8 dry beans in this bag.
Clarification: must the beans be planted in soil?
Yes.
Or can I create?
Yes.
Got it.
If the instructions say if you remove the bean from the bag, plant it in dirt or sand, and then water it, the bean produces an effect. But you can also use them as little grenades and just kind of throw the bean, not plant it, and then it bloated up.
See what happens. Those are cool. Yeah, if you want the beans.
I mean, I would happily take a bag of beans. Unless somebody else really wants a bag of beans.
I think you're looking directly at me.
I think you deserve them, Furia, since you died trying to touch them.
That's true.
I mean, I think it's fair.
But hey, I turned from a frog into a princess.
I want to give it to the fear just from the fear that came across Scribe's face.
You know, the High Elves are also sometimes known as Eladrin. They were graceful warriors and wizards who originated from the realm of the fairy, also known as the Feywild. They lived in Forests of the Wild,
I
and
still
they were
want to die
magical
from
in
boredom
nature.
right now. Like just for the humor of it.
No, you can't do that much.
But
Yeah.
that makes me laugh.
But you do start to feel your eyes get a little droopy. Yeah.
Do you want the spear patches?
Yeah, I don't think, it's really between me and Ironwood, and he's got that big old axe, so I think he's alright.
All right, take that
He's
spear.
not here.
Well, Ironwood, do you want the spear? He said no. Okay.
I'll put it right next to the tiki torch.
Everyone, send a message if you want this spear. Well,
Well,
We try.
I'll take the sending stones and then just kind of give one to somebody else so that we can, we'll
can
make
even leave one with
those
the
up, make
Vistani.
those party thing.
You could leave it with the
That's
Vistani
true.
camp and
You
stuff.
I'll
can
have
talk
the
to
ring.
Manamifa. Huh?
the ring.
You want the band of loyalty?
Yes.
The one that makes you die?
Yes.
You sure can have that.
Thank
You-
you.
The
I don't put it on right
No,
now.
the high charisma character wants a pretty ring that'll kill someone.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like it was written in there.
You take the band of loyalty.
And I put it in my bag.
I know. To bite me in the ass later.
I think that we should give Pyre the Archie doll.
Alright.
I don't know why, but it just makes sense.
Just makes
It
sense.
just makes sense.
Just-
All right.
Two great tastes. They taste
gives-
good together.
And then there's the Wand of Secrets we can give to Ironwood, and then I don't really want any of those.
Oh,
Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Sending stones.
I forgot one.
Oh, you got one more?
I did. Where'd you go, baby? I gotta see if it got added. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, you guys kind of divvy up the collections and things of that sort. You
So are we gonna...
I could take the Wand of Secrets, or I don't know. We need to give something to Ironwood.
Yeah.
So I don't mind. He can.
that was it. Ironwood, you hand over the wand, and you also find a seed of sunshine. a little bead of sunshine. The bead of sunshine is a little bead that you can flick up into the air, but it's got a concentrated form of daylight into it. So this is your little bead nuke and things of that sort.
I'll take that.
You want to take that one?
Sure. I'll take
you've got a bead now. You can also it's one bead. Okay. The bead itself is somewhat fragile, but as long as you're taking care of it, it is called the bead of daylight. You can use your action to throw the bead. You can use the command word daylight, and it hovers in midair and casts the daylight spell, a little mini sun. You say the word dim, the bead stops glowing and then floats down to the ground. But you have to charge it. You have to charge it with light after you use it the first time. So you got to bring it outside. Stick it next to the fire genasi for a little bit and things of that sort. It's just got to charge. But you've got a little sunlight nuke.
I like it.
Okay.
Pockets.
Yeah.
So.
I can't believe Strahd didn't have some kind of footnote to prevent the band going from the high charisma character.
All right. So I'll just put the standing stones. I'll put the standing stones on my character too, just
yes,
so we know we
absolutely.
have them.
The Blood Spear, the Band of Loyalty, the cuddly Strixhaven mascot, Wand of Secrets, 2 sending stones, the Bag of Beans, the Bead of Daylight, and then you've got this. You've got this room full of individuals that are just ready and raring to make a deal.
So with anybody, speaking of those guys, hi. But are you guys gonna do anything along with these folks? Anybody strike a fancy?
I'm gonna go look at Puck a little closer because I feel like I have to.
Okay.
Obligatory.
Yeah.
Obligatory unsealed, dead unsealed.
You head over towards where Puck is. Okay, you know what? Let's do this right. Give me a D8, please.
Ooh.
That touch and death patches for a monk.
I'm tossed up between
for a monk. That's like.
I'm tossed up between a couple of them.
The 2.
Okay. Okay.
I was just going what?
This is great. You go over towards where he is, and he's just sort of wandering the space, still chained, eyes sort of blank and cavernous. As you come over, your bag starts to shake.
Okay.
Okay.
Look at my bag.
As you open your bag to look inside of it, there's as the 2 coins that you had on your person from the Fae immediately pop out. Floating in the air. As they're floating in the air, they're just sort of revolving around his head and just sort of almost like coming into him and things of that sort, like studying him, swirling around his head, looking at you, and then the coins stop flipping and fall back into your bag again.
Okay.
Hate that.
I also hate that a lot.
If you're looking for fine details, give me investigation checks. I will take investigation or medicine.
Investigation is +2.
I can help.
Medicine is +3.
I can help you with medicine. I have proficiency in that.
Help. What does it mean? What do I get if he helps?
You get to roll this medicine check at advantage.
Cool.
Because I got proficiency in medicine.
14.
14. You take a little bit of time to study Puck. This is the infamous ass. Like, this dude was terrible. And news of his cruelties and things of that sort. So as you look at him, sort of dead, blinded, lips sewn up, and you're like, couldn't have happened to a nicer guy, honestly. But as you start to study this ghastly remains of Puck, you notice 2 things. He's got stab wounds in the abdomen, 2 of them. Okay, one of them has burn marks around the edge, and the other one, has it looks like it's just severely frostbitten, as if somebody just obliterated this dude with the largest amount of ice damage that you could possibly do to someone.
How's those consequences of your actions coming?
The fairy has nothing to do with it.
I mean,
I'm going.
There's a barrier between us, yeah?
There are barriers between everybody except for Puck. Puck is so far gone at this point. Insight check, big guy.
I'm gonna cast Sending to Puck.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, is there anything left in there? Because he can reply to me.
15.
You the minute you cast Sending, and the minute you're going like, you're kind of looking at this dude.
Yeah.
Your Sending doesn't connect.
Okay.
Your Sending doesn't work.
Okay.
And you go, oh my gosh, he's not the prisoner. That's the jail.
Yeah.
There's something inside of it.
They took the eyes out. They sewed the mouth up. They were like the final thing that Mab and Titania could do to this dude is like, we're gonna use your butt. We're gonna reduce, reuse, recycle. Like so, Puck is not here. Puck's the jail. Whatever pact you're going to make, it would not be with him. It would be with whatever is.
I can. His lips are sewn shut. Yes.
Lips are sewn shut.
I can make him hear. Maybe I don't know.
There is something stuck in there. That the woman that I served my entire life stuck in there. It needs to stay there.
Okay.
Okay.
You sure you don't want like talk to him?
No, him? No.
Do you have anything to say to him?
No.
All right. That's all I need to hear.
Cool.
I'm torn between the blind beholder, and maybe even the past lives. Is kind of cool.
It's kinda what I'm
That's
saying.
really cool for you.
I mean,
Like out
I'm
of
really
character,
curious.
the past lives for you. Ooh,
Like,
that's
Think of all the
to
useless
it.
yeah, I know.
Go up and talk
how
to
much-
any one of them, pal. You know now that they are called Dark Lords.
Lords.
Okay, I'm gonna go talk to the blind beholder.
Okay. You go up towards the blind beholder as there's sort of, you're seeing the eyes sort of mist over. Yeah.
Say hello. So, if I was to enter into the pact with you, what exactly would you be able to do to me?
We can expedite your traveling through the mist. And as they speak, the little bit of the eyes start to unglaze over as you realize that some of the smoke that was holding it in place start to come out of the mouth a little bit as it speaks. And as it does, the eyes can now focus on you the more it speaks. The mist leaving the eyes and just sort of coming out of the mouth. The world is filled with fog, mist that obscures. We can teach you to travel its paths. Walk with us.
And what power over myself would I be giving to you if I did that? I seem to have missed that part.
You will be of us, of this world, but not of it. In it, but not in it. The earth will respond in kind to the virus that now walks on its surface. Draining you, vampire, of your vitality.
The earth will drain me of my vitality. Well, it was nice talking to you. Walking away.
The mist is like, do you have eye drops?
Oh my god.
I think so.
I'm gonna go over to the card guy and say, hello, Mr. Cardman. I'm very interested in your past life thing, but I would like to know what power over myself would I be giving to you if I made this pact with you?
it's not so much a power that you're gonna take that's gonna take over you. It's not something that you're gonna have on you at all times. All this is doing is showing you what has been there the whole time. The other people on the outskirts. You are not just yourself, Connie. You are every single iteration that's come before and is coming after. And all I'm going to do is let the cards fall where they may.
That sounds kind of groovy. Okay, far out, man.
Do we all have to make wisdom saves on far
Do
out?
what?
Far out is an instant
What's the
wisdom.
negative thing that happens though? What is it going to do to me that maybe I won't like?
Thing about a door is you can't always maintain that it's going to be locked. So yeah, you're going to open yourself up to the past. But the past has funny ways of manifesting itself. Even when you don't want it to. You might see things that aren't there. You might hear things that aren't there. One of them other personalities might be as strong-willed as yours truly and may exert a little bit of force over you. You're always in control, but you're opening up a door that can't easily be closed. So partner, you got a choice to make. You can either keep that door closed and think back on this for the rest of your days, or you can open that door a crack and see what happens.
Let's open the door.
Remy takes a hand, spits in it, and puts the hand through. D6, big guy.
One.
Oh man.
Can we talk about how?
I don't know if the one's very good.
Door
I don't think it's very good.
You alright, buddy?
Yeah. Mike, you want to get meta with this?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. The world fractures the minute you touch that hand. The minute he spits in the hand, you grab the hand and stuff like that, the world immediately fractures around you. Okay. Connie finds himself in a stadium. That's the only way to describe it. Okay. This thing is packed. Okay, with people that are just in various bits of clothing and things of that sort, and all of a sudden there is the sound of thunder that seems to envelop everybody around you. All right, as people begin to walk past you, each of them sharing similar physical features with you, just little bits of like a scar here, hair here, facial features. One of them walks by and they're like a little kid. Another of them walks by and he goes, "Hey, watch where you're going," and kind of like shoves you on the shoulder, speaking with this odd voice and stuff like that. And that sound of thunder gets louder. The stadium, all of the faces look, and you see an individual step out onto this platform. And as they step out, they look up and just sort of do this large sort of bow like this. The eyes flash serpentine in nature as he takes this gold staff out from behind him that's long, elongated, with this thin metal rod at the center of it. And he goes, "Doors open!" And as that happens, there is a cheer as this individual yells.
As Break On Through to the Other Side begins to play in the background.
As Connie, I'm going to say this. We're going to have some fun with this, Mike. The door opens to every character that you have played when you have played Dungeons and Dragons.
That's so good.
Every single one that you have played up until this point, with me, with other games, your soul has now been linked to the plane of mental thought, which is every character that you've ever played. Now,
I
what this
expect a family tree. Next question.
what this means is you gain proficiency in 2 skills of your choice that you didn't already have it with. You can speak, read, write 1 additional language of your choice, but every single time you make an attack roll, an ability check, a saving throw, and you nat 1 it, one of them gets to step forward. Your soul's memories get overtaken, get bloated up. You might see people that aren't there, disoriented, double experience. That world imposes itself onto your world. And there's a list of different things that can happen based on who steps forward.
Awesome.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
Okay?
So, yes.
You're going to send
After
me...
that,
You're going
2
to...
proficiencies.
Yeah, 2 proficiencies, language of your choice, but every time you nat 1 it on basically anything, bro, the other world comes crashing in.
I can't wait for Sid to pass. What is happening?
Connie walked over to Magnolia, made out with her, downed a thing of vodka, like punched a tree in the face, pissed on the bear, and then just left.
Just happened.
Do I come back after that too?
As the world fractures and you get this glimpse of the nether realm, the realm of Mike, you come back and you're feeling a little bit more put together. But Mike, in the back of your head, that sound of thunder, that boom boom clap, boom boom clap, like it's just faintly in the background at all times.
That was pretty awesome, guys.
Do you feel okay?
I feel really good. I feel like I'm connected to a whole bunch of different people, like a whole stadium full, and then there's this music that was so cool, and then this other guy that was like really, really cool. Anyway,
Hey man, I'm happy for you.
thanks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know about the other guys, but he was
Well, he
good.
looked really happy with this, so Euphoria is making a beeline. Like,
Where
this
is-
seemed to work out well for him. Would she have any clue? Because, like, I know that this is probably Peter Pan's shadow. Would Euphoria know? The kid with the... No?
The Fury's
Not?
never been to Neverland.
I know, I was trying to remember if she ever had or not.
No.
But you know what? He's the only other kid, and the girl, like, and he's got a sword, which is way more interesting than this girl that just keeps changing into other girls. So, because Magnolia recognized her, she's not going to head over there yet, just in case Magnolia wants
I
to.
didn't tell anyone I recognized her.
Oh, I thought you said something to
No.
her. Oh, I
didn't
thought
say
she said
anything.
something. Okay. You know what? She's heading for the kid with the sword anyway,
Okay.
because he's
fair.
all dark and shadowy. And honestly, I can't read my notes. I don't even remember exactly what he could do.
You gave the mage hand cantrip. The hand created is shadowy, but it's not bound to your actual shadow.
Okay.
Or it can be a little like shadow creature.
Okay.
It can be int, whiz, or charisma, your choice. When you gain the dark gift, when you make a melee roll, you can increase your range for the attack by 10 feet.
That's
Okay.
awesome. So
Your shadow stretches forward. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. And then anytime you roll that die, your shadow has the option of going, nope. I don't want to do this.
Nah.
But that range, you could do a melee spell attack as a ranged.
Oh, but
Yeah.
melee is melee spell?
No.
Melee isn't spell. Melee
No,
is
melee.
Melee.
Well,
Weapon,
melee
correct?
spell
Yes.
attack, right?
How did the chest talk when he gave?
No
it?
one's talked to the Joes.
Yeah, but when they give like our synopsis.
And they give a little synopsis.
Yeah.
There was a little voice from inside the chest.
Cool.
I'm going to do my very best, like, Eddie,
You know when you go to a
you
patient,
know you
Like,
want to open the
melee
chest.
spell attack, right?
Oh, shit, that's a red one.
We'll have to clarify. 'Cause
You know
to
when
my
you go to a,
knowledge, melee is only
Melee is
for
physical.
weapons.
It's not spell.
Okay.
There was melee
However,
spell attacks. When inflict wounds is a melee spell attack. You have to
Yeah.
like actually roll the attack roll and get them.
however, you go over towards the shadow and you express this. You feel a sense of communication, if not verbally, that if you want to accept the deal, then you can negotiate.
Wow. Really?
The shadow, like, kind of morphs into you and just goes,
Wait, so I accept the deal and then you decide what the deal is? That's not fair.
You see a quid pro quo, like you see like a scale, like he adds a little something and then your shadow comes over and adds a little something, and it's not like you accept the deal and then I determine the terms of the deal. It's a cool. Well, if you want to accept the deal, it's like, oh, you're going to buy the car, now we can negotiate the price.
I just want to know you're on board.
Right.
This would be the equivalent of like, I'll accept the deal, but I want this for spell attacks. I don't want this for melee damage.
Okay. So wait, what's the downside then?
Give me a d6.
I just think with the scenario, did you know when you go to a pet shelter, it says, "Hello, my name is so and so."
You go, what's the downside? The room gets a little dark for a second, and then the lights come back on, and Apheria's shadow is moving out of sync with her movements. It's moving just a couple of seconds behind, and then all of a sudden it goes a little bit faster, as if it's, and then it like kind of laughs at itself because it made the joke, and then it goes back to being a shadow, and like.
That's kind of cool, though. That's real nifty.
Fury has a built-in friend now.
Me and mine. Sorry. If I make this deal, are you going to be fair? Because I don't hit things with swords.
It goes as fair as you would be. It writes in the air with like living shadow.
Okay, deal.
Okay. Apheria sticks her hand through the cage. Apheria, your shadow now will permanently move at a noticeable delay and speed up and just be out of sync with your movements. You have the Mage Hand cantrip. You can make a melee attack, or you can make a spell attack, and you can increase the range by 10 feet. You can do that a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Anytime you make a roll and you nat 1 it, it's your shadow's turn.
They can do what they want.
So spell attacks are plus 10 feet now.
You can do that a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. So it's not a permanent thing.
Got it.
It's like however many times your proficiency bonus. If you need to increase something, I'll even let you stack it. So you're like, I need an extra 30 feet here. Like I'll let you do that.
Okay. And then nat 1, shadow takes over.
Yep. That'll be so much fun for me.
Michael Jordan, the ball game Space Jam, you know.
And just as with some of the other ones, if I die, it doesn't go away. It's there,
Your
right?
shadow's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Do you want to
Cool.
You're kind of conflicted?
I'm still thinking about I'm picking between two.
Mom is still trying to figure it out.
I want to. I'm going to go with the Beholder.
Okay.
And he looks at the Beholder and just kind of like, yeah, I'm pretty fast at outrunning things, and I'm used to the world being a little rough, so this is going to add benefit to benefit.
You are of the land. Are you sure? You will no longer have a permanent place to rest your head.
I mean, it's kind of the life of a circus folk. We're kind of always moving.
But to never return to your family, your mother, for fear of what the land will do to her.
Oh, Patches.
She'd understand.
So be it.
She'd understand.
D6.
I want to cry.
That's a 1.
I got a 1 that was bad.
Hey. Make me faster, please. Make me faster.
You immediately have a mark that appears on your left hand.
Okay.
Kind of burns into it. Okay. It can be on the palm or it can be on the front. Okay.
Okay.
You have been marked,
Okay.
and immediately you know that you have control over the mist. You gain the Misty Step spell. If you have spell slots of second level or higher, you can cast the spell with them. When you enter the mist of a particular domain, you know the name of the domain that you've been to. It's going to open up some pathways for the group that were previously closed that you will be able to go through just yourself, and things of that sort. However, part of the hint of this is every time you go into the mist, something is coming after you. So the longer that you are there, the more this thing gets a bead on your scent. It's the upside down. So stay there as long as you want, but know that the minute this mark traverses, like it smells that you're here and it's coming after you.
Yeah.
After every long rest, you're going to make a con save because the land is sucking the vitality from you. The land doesn't want you around anymore. You've been marked, and you could draw that creature from the mist into the world, and the land doesn't want that. So it treats you like the virus you are. So every long rest, you're going to make a con save, or you're going to take some exhaustion. Okay?
Cool.
Cool.
I mean, Mrs. Tep is good. And I'm sure being lost in the mist at some point would be bad for us, so you might as well have someone do it.
1 or 2?
2.
I go to the chest.
You go over towards the chest. Oh, yes!
I leave the chest.
No, wait, come back.
No, I'm going.
Don't you want a friend? A passenger? Someone to be with you through the good, the bad?
No, I go to Bob.
The chest is like shaking. Yeah, you go over towards where Bob is.
The true self.
Do you even know what that is?
No,
Do you want to?
a little bit.
Once you do, you'll know. And the world will as well.
I'm making very big promises.
It's the only kind I know how to make.
I hold out my hand.
Okay. Give me a D6, please.
That's a 2.
Good, bad, or other? How about this? Dark, light, or gray?
Dark.
Okay. Mom is nice. Mom is kind. Mom is a gentle soul, like, and things of that sort. But if mom's babies are hurt, mom flips out. Bob gives you a glimpse into what you would look like had you gone feral. Had the kids been taken, had you embraced your fey nature, and before you is a demon made of ice. Looking at you is hard, as for a brief second, standing where she once stood is just these horns that come off the head, the black horns, that are just leaking little bits of black ice off of them. You grow to be about 8 foot in stature and things of that sort, covered in muscle, giant wings that sort of fold around and crack as if they have been frostbitten. You are a demon from the pits of the icy hells. For a brief second. And this is the transformation that you have pierced. This is your second skin. Okay? You can alter yourself to appear in this second form. Okay? It turns you into a beast formidable to behold. Like, so your intimidation, everything about you is going to be just feral. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
6.
Who do you love?
Ooh.
Who does she love?
Oh no.
Who does she love?
Her kids.
Anytime you hear a child cry, it's involuntary.
No!
There are so many children.
There's so many children here.
A kid freaking out, like, you can't stop it. Like, you immediately go for it. It doesn't matter the situation. If a kid's crying, if a kid gets hurt, if a kid screams out in pain, like, you cannot stop it. You are hulking out.
So what's different?
She now appears to Hulk out. Like, it's not. She grows 8 feet tall, gigantic ice wings, talons, like, all of it, and things of that sort.
Okay.
But you have the ability to turn it on and off at will. You know what I mean?
Why do you look excited?
I'm very excited because I have somebody whose shadow could freak out at any point. Past lives that can come back and bite them in the butt. Something hunting them through the mist. Yeah, like, this is great. This is very good for me.
Characters, too. I have a lot of
You're
characters.
gonna have to start sending me a little, like, all right, here's your list A through B, 12 pages, like, yep. Okay. Heroes, you spend a little bit of time. The other Dark Lords just stay right where they are in this space.
Do the other ones disappear or
No. The ones you made pacts with are gone because you are carrying them with you.
Oh.
They get a chance. They get a chance to go and explore the world a little bit. They get to lend those gifts to each and every one of you. Like, you are carrying them with you out into the world.
Are we able to? Well, depending on who we are tied with, like yours is pretty physical. Yours is with you at all times. You've got your now Rolodex of people. Can we communicate with the people that we made deals with?
I mean, you could certainly try.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I mean the
They have
damage is
obligations.
done. I mean, there's no, like, the deal's been made. Like, they are with you now for like, this is your life. Like, this is your. This
They
is,
have no obligation at this point. The deal's been done, but they could if they wanted to.
yeah.
God, I want Pyre to get the symbiote so bad. That's fine.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
All right, so I think we've kind of done enough. I think we've each taken one.
I think we've done enough.
We should probably go, right? Maybe we
Yeah,
go.
we should probably go.
And then Connie starts to walk towards the door and turns around. Yeah, let's go get a drink. See you later, losers, to the other gods that are there, and then just sort of. I mean,
Did you just call them losers?
I think so. I don't know.
They're okay, checking for fever.
For some reason, I really want a drink, though.
I could go for some Jaeger.
Just head back to the Vistani.
Yeah,
Probably
that
make
was-
sure the kids got there safely.
Yeah. Yeah. You could certainly try. You leave the house. We leave the house. We're starting to get all of our stuff, sort of taken care of and things of that sort. You begin to make your way out of the house, and as you do, you see a little boy and a little girl who are just like standing outside the house, and they're just kind of like looking up at it. They don't appear as if they like were part of the kids that were there from before. But they just started kind of like looking up at the house, and as this motley crew comes out of the house and things of that sort, they look at you, and the little boy goes and kind of runs back behind his sister, and just kind of like grabs the back of her shirt and just kind of hides underneath the shirt and things of that sort, and she kind of looks up at them.
House is closed. You shouldn't go in there. There was an evil lady. She turned people into dolls, but she's gone now. Still don't go in.
Where'd she go?
We don't really know. I mean,
Do you know her?
I mean, we did. She was gonna help us.
With what?
And she kind of looks at the little kid and like at the little boy and kind of pushes him forward, and he looks confused. He goes, "There's a monster in my closet."
Ooh, she probably wasn't going to help you. She was probably going to turn you into a doll and hold you prisoner.
His eyes go wide.
But I mean, we could
Have
probably.
you seen the
we
monster
have with
in your
monsters.
closet?
We can.
Okay, how do you know it's actually a monster? Because like I've seen stuff in my bedroom at night when it's not actually something. It was just like the towel that I had that was draped on my chair, but the shadow made it look like a monster. It was pretty realistic.
Ghost.
I think it ate my mom and dad.
That's valid.
Yeah.
That's a.
Do you want to show us where you live?
Okay. The little boy kind of like goes off and stuff like that. He looks to be about 7 years old. He's holding a little like stuffed like doll in his hand. The doll is worn and beaten and just sort of like looking ratty in his hands and things of that sort. She immediately sort of takes charge in this situation.
She looks older.
She looks older, couple of years. She looks. How old is Etheria?
10.
Yeah, she looks to be Etheria's age. She's about 10 years old. But just very quietly, they begin to lead you through the village of Barovia. Just kind of past some of these houses and things of that sort. And they're just sort of walking through. Everybody just kind of walks in silence with them as they walk.
We're asking questions.
I asked her
At least I
name,
am, yeah.
things like that.
Oh yeah, she goes. I'm Rose. This is Thorn.
Those are very pretty names.
Well, it's Rosavalda and Thornbolt, but we like Rose and Thorn better.
And Rose Thorn's what we would call you.
And Thorn just kind of shakes his head, like just kind of like looking at everybody, like he's doing that little kid nervous, like stranger danger, like about to bolt at any
I feel
second.
like giving him candy would be worse in this situation.
Oh yeah.
I have candy. I can give him candy.
That's
You'd
better.
probably trust me better.
Yeah, but they continue to walk with you and stuff like that.
Do you guys think maybe we can take a little
Like a little
nap
short
before we
ride.
go follow these guys and kill a monster? I mean, I'm down to kill a monster.
I'll
but
go. I can go take a look. I took one.
I'm so pretty good.
I can take a look if you want to wait outside and rest for a moment.
The kids lead you up past all these houses and things of that sort to the gated portico on the ground floor. The gate is rusty and sort of ajar from it, but leads you and sort of points. The two of them point at the house and say, Rose kind of turns to you and goes, "It's okay. My parents trapped the monster in the basement."
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. You said you thought that the monster ate your parents.
Yeah.
So
They
they
trapped him in the basement?
trapped themselves in the basement
No,
with the
they
monster?
They were
no.
baby.
Oh, so they're probably just fine. I mean, you didn't see
Deception
them,
check.
Obviously.
right?
Assisting in
That's
the
a
story.
6.
A 6. You see her just kind of like shaking her head like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible." And Thorn just starts crying. The little boy is like, "I'm not buying this." Like he's just like, the two of them immediately. Thorn goes rushing into the house, like breaks away from Rose, and she goes, "No, Thorn!" And Rose and Thorn go running up the steps, open the front door, and immediately the door slams behind them.
Going after the kids.
Before you do that, you're gonna want to go take a long rest.
Oh my god.
Wait, these kids just disappeared to the house.
Yeah.
You said their parents died.
Yep.
And like
You go up towards the door. The door is very amazingly locked. The door is super
come
locked.
back tomorrow.
But it says come back first thing in the morning to start the Death House arc of Curse of Strahd. So you realize that you have a whole day to maybe get some breakfast in the morning. Maybe some.
in the side yard, Connie is ritually casting tiny hut, and by painting himself a hut in the
Are you
air,
making a little
and it
tiny
turns
hut?
into a little mini circus tent.
Little mini.
circus out there.
What is the age limit on Magnolia's Hulkinating?
Yeah, 'cause the kids started crying in front of me.
Yeah, that's
Oh, you know what? We gotta do this. Immediately. Alter Self is cast as the giant demonic Magnolia is just sort of hulking out right there, like. The temperature drops for everybody.
I'm so used to be the tallest thing in the party.
I'm gonna be the prettiest girl in the party.
He's gonna turn this on. And now it's hard to concentrate.
just breathe. I mean, you probably shouldn't go in the place where we're gonna sleep because you're gonna make the whole place cold. So you should.
That's absolutely bad.
Charisma saving throw.
Me?
Yes.
Hey, you're good at this.
Yeah, I am, but like. Okay, dirty 20.
Okay.
You are able to pull it back in, pull it back in, pull it back in. You notice a few townspeople are just kind of walking by, and like one of them was like taking out garbage or something and dropped it all over the ground and just immediately keeps walking as people begin to whisper
I mage
about
hand
them.
pick up the garbage and
Yeah.
throw it away.
Oh, a little frostbitten.
All of you head over towards the tiny hut that's been built to take a long rest. That being said, that was a great question, Wolf. All of that being said, heroes, I need you to go ahead and each and every one of you give me a wisdom saving throw, please, as you rest for the night.
It's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad either.
Okay.
It's a 14.
14.
9,
9.
8.
8.
10.
I don't feel so bad.
Okay.
8, 9, 10. Yeah!
8, 9, 10. We did it, gang. It is a rough night. It is a rough night of sleep. All of you have decided, in a shock to the DM, all of you signed up for a little sidecar, buddy, little fun passenger. The night is hardest for you. Connie, you've been around a little bit, and to have a lifetime's worth of memories to suddenly be flooded with more, it's a lot. And those voices don't really shut up. Even when they do, they don't. So your night of sleep is a little rough. And you have a dream, which is something that you haven't had in a while. You have a dream of 3 kids hanging out by the river. Yourself, another little boy, and another girl. And the day is spent having the best day ever. The 3 of you go exploring by the river. The 3 of you wind up catching frogs out by the river and things of that sort. And then, like, immediately she kind of gets on you guys for, like, it's like, well, we need to kind of put them back. Y'all know this, right? Like, we can't just keep them. And he goes, your other friend's like, I think we can. What do you think, Connie? Do we keep the frogs or do we let them go?
I think we should keep them forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
2 versus 1, like it always is. And you all wind up keeping these frogs and holding on to them for a while. You know where this dream is headed. And sure enough, as the 3 of you are just spending this day together and just enjoying each other's company, there is a rustle of movement from the trees, where you see some of the villagers from the nearby town kind of come over, and they go, "Which one is it?" And one of the little kids looks over at the girl in the group, and she goes, "That's her. She's the one that did it." And immediately, you and the other little boy stand up, put yourselves in front of them, and he goes, the boy next to you puts a hand on your shoulder, goes, "Oh, no. Coney, I got this. Why don't you take our friend home? I think these fellows don't know the world that they're going to enter into. You don't need to see this."
Okay, Chance, if you say so, whatever you say, Chance.
Unless you want to. Unless it's time for you to step up. But that's not my decision to make, is it?
I mean, I don't want to have to hurt anybody, but I don't want anybody to hurt Cass either.
Connie, what are you deciding to do?
I'm gonna take Cass and we're gonna go.
All right. You do that. It's the right thing to do.
You gonna be okay?
I always am.
Yeah, you are.
And that's the last time you see him. the two of you go running off as far away as you can. You hear Chance speaking to them, doing the things that he tries to do to get you enough time to get away, until you can't hear him anymore. And you're just running. You're running through the woods as fast and as far as you can, because you know you've been here too long. You took one day, and that was one day too far. You're running through the woods and you're going as fast as you can, and all of a sudden the sounds of those villagers is picking up now more and more and more. She's scared. You've got her by the hand and you're leading her as far as you can, and at a certain point you get to a small like alcove and you kind of tuck her away into it, and you start screaming, you start waving your hands to get them to follow you, and you just continue running off into the woods. You don't know where Chance is, and you're running as fast as you can until you're exhausted, you're breathing heavy at this point, and you are surrounded by those same villagers, and then there's a voice in a lilac suit that cuts through the din of night, that claims you as his own, and says, "This one's mine." And you all wake up the next morning.
Oh, man.
You can mark down a long rest.
Woo! Yes.
You're going to need it.
So what is this con save?
I need a con save from you, big guy.
Oh, fantastic. All right. A 10.
Okay. Cool. You come out of the hut.
Yes.
You just want to be out in the open, and the minute you come out of the hut, the surrounding areas, it's not odd to see the areas sort of filled with like fog and stuff like that, especially early in the morning. You come out of the hut, and as you do, there is this one moment where you cross the threshold of the tiny hut, and your foot comes down onto the ground. Mm-hmm. As it comes down onto the ground and touches it, the fog, as if somebody turned the bass onto something, okay? Mm-hmm. And the entire fog within a 10-mile radius of where you're sitting, in one fell swoop, just goes as if somebody took a giant fan to it. Where your foot hits the ground, every single plant around the house instantly dies. Anything green, anything alive, anything plant life just immediately starts to wither.
Well, that's new.
But you are...
Patches villain arc. Let's go.
No, I want to be one with the fog, one with the mist. We're gonna make friends with the mist. Why not make the environment our ally?
Well, except for the plants, because they're dead.
Or the fog.
I mean, there's not.
away.
I mean, to be fair, not much was alive here anyway.
Oh, just one or two plants not important, huh?
I mean,
You work on not killing all the plants?
work on not killing yourself.
Oh.
You do
So
die
you
a lot.
had a bad
I'm sorry, that was too far. I'm sorry.
It's too soon. Too soon.
You look very nice now.
Just-
Thank you, I look like
morning.
Fairy
You
Princess.
do. Yeah. So, Alex.
Alright, do we try opening this door?
Yeah.
I don't know, am I allowed to open the door?
Okay.
I mean, you can.
Hold on.
Would you like to open the door?
Out of character, are we going in this death house down 2 people?
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll join us. We can at least check out
It's a
the
house. We gotta go slay a monster
foyer.
in the basement.
Go, foyer.
I think with the whole mist thing, I think it's
This is Kat having an existential crisis, not Magnolia. Magnolia's fine. Kat's is like, oh god.
we just had a long rest. What could
Peek in a
happen?
few windows.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Yeah, I'd like to go.
Okay.
See
Taste
if the old grandfather clock is still working. I don't know.
Wait, father clock, grandfather clock's dead.
Okay.
So we start investigating around
Open
the
a door.
house.
The gate to the home is unlocked. You walk up towards it, and as you do, you see the coat of arms on the front door itself, which is this windmill on a red field. As you open the front door, you see the members of the Durst family in a painting that hangs just sort of like right by the entryway. And there are two like doors that open up into the main hall. As you open up into the main hall and just sort of step foot into it, the first thing you see is this long, wide hall that ends at a black marble fireplace. Mounted on the wall above this fireplace is this gorgeous looking longsword with a windmill just carved into the hilt, almost like the family crest that you just saw. You like see this huge like hall that sort of echoes out in front of you, and at the end of this hall, with the painting sort of like above the entryway into the hall, at the very end of it is that fireplace with the long sword.
And in the portrait, is it just like a mother, father, and two children?
Mm-hmm.
And then the two children.
The mother
look
is
the
holding
same.
a baby.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then the two children look the same as. Are there any differences that are?
No.
Okay.
And there's a baby.
Oh, there's a baby too.
There's
That's
baby.
that worries me.
I'm gonna investigate the sword over the
Yeah.
fireplace.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I'm looking for anywhere where Rosenthorn could have
That's
gone.
not great.
Okay. You start kind of scoping out the area
Yeah.
and stuff like that, trying to look for anywhere that they could have
10.
gone. Yeah. You go over towards where the sword is. You kind of lift it up off the wall. The minute you lift it up off the wall, the two doors leading into the house close a little bit, and the interior changes. The paintings all take on a sort of more faded look to them. The wallpaper changes, and instead from these images of vines and flowers and wood nymphs and satyrs to these dead faces of like skulls and individuals dancing around pyres and things of that sort, almost as if like a switch got flipped.
Oh, lovely.
Are there any windows?
We never really established that we left a message for our other party members.
I
did we?
cast sending to the other party member.
Just like, get your butt to the Yep. What are you doing?
I was looking for like.
Perception checks.
I'm looking for these children. Like.
I'm looking for the basement.
Looking for a basement?
I'm looking straight for the basement. Like that's where the monster's at.
Yep.
I'm gonna take the longsword.
Dirty 20 for perception.
Yeah. You take the longsword off the wall. It's not magical, I'll grant you that, but it is just a it's a cool longsword with a windmill on it. Like it's something that you might put in your college dorm, and people would be like, "That's a cool sword with a windmill on it." Or you could use it to hit things. Whichever one you want to do. You're kind of looking around. There are several doors that sort of lead out from this area and things of that sort of places to explore. It follows. You can follow like decorative paneling, like as you're kind of looking around the walls and stuff like that. As you get past the fireplace and look off to the right, there's a staircase that leads up. You don't see any doors that would lead into a basement, but there is a little like side room that could be like a cloak room or something along those lines that you're welcome to explore if you would like.
Things. Like, these kids went somewhere. They were near.
I mean, should we find them first and maybe figure out where the baby is and then go downstairs?
What if the baby's a monster?
What?
Hey man, we've seen
Well,
some
I
weird
guess we
stuff
could
the past couple
ask the
days,
kids.
Yeah, I'd say we explore the house, go upstairs or around this floor first before we go downstairs.
I'm gonna start calling out for them.
Okay.
Especially if we're going to have to fight a monster. It might be good to wait till the other people get here. But for now, we can do retcon.
What do you say?
Just call out their names.
No, that's the wrong word.
You call out Rose and Thorn?
Yes.
Okay.
The names they said they liked.
Okay. You yell out Rose and Thorn. As you yell out Rose and Thorn, the fireplace ignites as a darkened shadow rips through the room. As you yell out Rose, Thorn, shadow just bursts through. As it goes running through, it digs up a chunk of the floor as you see the image of this figure just sort of floating in the space. No legs, nothing like that. Sort of a hooded apparition that's just sort of floating in the space as it looks over at all of you. You see no eyes, but just this sort of hooded, ghostly figure floating in the space. It snaps its fingers and pulls its head back and lets out this scream that seems to echo all throughout the house as you now hear wolves howling from inside the house. And that is where we are going to end tonight's adventure.
Look how Banshee wailed.
Oh, God.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in to seeing the baby steps into Death House. We're very excited. And so when we come back from our little break, Indigo and I are taking a little trip. When we come back from our little break, I'm so excited that we have 4 new players that we've added into the game. 4 new passengers, shadow host and things of that sort, dark lords that have come into the game.
And then you said, "Hey, what's up?" And I went, "No, actually, absolutely not."
I'm less excited that you're so excited.
It's going to be a good time. So everybody that was hanging out with us and everybody in the chat, thank you so much. Yeah, Death House. It's not going to be the regular Death House. Prepare yourself now. This is my Death House. But we love you all so much. Indigo Connect. We'll see you next time. We're going to do Heart Hands Out as we go and raid another little channel and share a little.
DDD's threatening to serve in Strahd next beginning
Start
of
of
next
the
episode.
Oh no! Oh no! Do it! Summon Strahd. Have Strahd get attacked by wolves. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. I love you all. Have a good night.
Good night.